Thanks for staying with us. We'll still continue this conversation. I think I'm told I have a caller. Babatunde from Kano. You're live, Babatunde. Go ahead, please. Hello, Babatunde.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good morning. Good morning.
It's on volume. Go ahead.
Okay. Please, I just want to comment on the issue of Adams Oshiomhole comment. And what I want to say is that, yes, in as much as all of us condemn that particular comment, that is not good. But the First Lady, sometimes people need to be careful. It's not like somebody that... Yes, I think you can hear me.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. It's just like somebody that has mouth and you are trying to insult people. You see, in politics, and what is going on is the same thing that is going on. You see the way the Republicans are. Being Hamilton, it's even a major issue.
I can't hear him. Maybe I'll
he's only comparing it, saying that exactly how the politics is, what they're doing now.
But you see,
what is happening abroad in the US.
So things are a bit different now. Citizens are holding their leaders accountable on social media. They come out, they call you out. So how you say things, how you do things before, it is changing now. You have to do things differently. The other day we had someone recently who was talking about confidently how they're exporting 3,700 of our children to the abroad for education. It was a thing of, back in the day, maybe it was a good thing of pride, but today we're thinking, how much dollar are you spending? Yeah. Even if you're sponsoring, even if being sponsored, they're not going to pay for everything. So how much of our dollars are you going to use to export 3,700 children to abroad? And you're proud here, telling us. So in your mind, you have achieved something by exporting 3,700 Nigerian children to go to a study in the US. But if you think about it now, looking for the issues we're having right now, it doesn't make any sense. So politicians, government people must see that things are different. How you talk loosely back then, you can't do that anymore. Every word you say, how you say it, your countenance, your posture, your tone, everything is important because we are reading it. The people like Nigerians are reading it. Okay, they are constantly reminding us that we shouldn't trust you.
Let's be clear that the intention was the same for both of them.
Yes, absolutely.
The intention was the same for both of them. It's just the person who's on think pass.
Yes.
That we're debating here. And because of the class, office of that person, I would have really liked that the Okpebholo himself, come outside with your wife and do a picture.
Even if you don't have a wife.
No, bring your wife. Bring your wife. They say you don't have. Why won't you have? You are a sitting honorable member. Yeah, just because of the years of age. She didn't die. She's not sick. You bring out your wife. You're running for office. If somebody calls out your wife, somebody raised the children. The senator was mentioning there, come and show her. Because when somebody attacked Senator Dino Melaye that time about his inconsistencies with women, because it's important for you to be able to keep a woman loved in your home to lead. That's my point of view.
True.
That's my personal opinion. Don't be the one where you don't beat all the women, finish. Come outside, no one yes, and no woman can really
say you go beat us tomorrow when you get the position.
Very consistent personality.
That's a different conversation.
No. It's a part of it. It's
a part of it, but it's debatable.
It's a criteria
to be a leader. Because it's, for some people, you can't live with them.
Because the good book we have says you can choose not to marry. I can say I don't want to because I want to.
You block your kids from the tree.
Now, listen.
The mother of your
be a priest. Listen, I can choose as a.
I never even finish my.
I'll come back to you, Nima. I hear the part that it's part of our culture, who we are. That is a requirement, is a prerequisite. We get that. I'm also saying that there's a person that can say, I don't want to marry anybody. I just want to lead this country. And he has the capacity to do it. And he wants to lead.
No, so that
he's not doing it. It is debatable.
The era of France,
it is debatable.
Where we can choose who we want to marry or choose not to marry to be president. But we never reach there. The point is that you can't refer to kids in your life without referring to the mother of your children.
Yeah, true.
And how you've been able to either keep them or marry them.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's part of your qualities as a leader. So that's the point I wanted to make. And I would really like to see him talk, see him bring the wife, the children to come out and say, oh, we have an amazing daddy. That's the PR itself.
Yes,
oh, our daddy is everything to us. Let us see that.
That is our
the qualities of the...
So let me take...
Okay, take your call.
Sorry about that. Let me take Simon. He's been holding for a minute. Good morning, Simon. You're live.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Go ahead, please.
Can you hear me well?
Very clearly.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello, can you hear me?
Clearly. It's delayed, but go ahead, please.
All right. I am surprised to hear this kind of statement coming from an elder statement like Senator Adams Oshiomhole. The issue of bearing children is purely the work of God. And I wonder when our politicians will get matured enough to be campaigning based on issues rather than attacking personal individuals. What has children to do with candidature of somebody? Is this the children that will translate to the administration of that person? So it is very, very unfortunate. That statement is condemnable and must be condemned by everybody.
All right. Thank you very much. I have a comment here. I'm not going to mention the person. The person is typing. Says, the first lady started it. So don't blame Oshiomhole. Says, where is the wife of Ondo Governor Ighodalo? That's a different conversation. But see, what this person talking is a politician.
Okay.
Now, so obviously in the game of politics, they throw jabs, as we all agree.
We're going to go there. That's the next point.
We had said that when I started.
Yes.
I said the two
Both of them had similar intention. One was just harder than the other.
Yeah.
Yes.
One, went at something very simple. You don't have a wife. I can always show a wife. I can always come out and say, oh, my wife, I'm widowed. My wife passed. We can use anything. But to say that you don't have a child is not a matter of choice. It's the factors are beyond. And even as an Esako, we say two things in Esako that I learned when my father passed. Because it's not in your choice. You cannot choose which of your family loved or your loved ones will pass. So they don't mock somebody by their dead. Rather do we mock by children.
Yeah.
You don't know how the yearnings of the heart of the person who doesn't have, those are things you don't touch.
Yeah.
You don't go there. You can use wealth and say, I have money more than you.
Yeah.
But you cannot use those
But
two
he's
things.
now suggesting that if you cannot have, go and adopt in his own mind. That will show.
It's not his choice.
point he was trying to make was, you don't want.
Yes.
That's why you
don't want to
have.
care for somebody.
You don't want to. You are incapable of caring. That was the point he was trying to make.
I'll come to you, Mariam, in a second. Let me take this call. Good morning, you're live. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, good morning, ladies.
Good morning. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Yeah, I'm so impressed by your input to the subject matter on the table. This is extravagant, calling you from Jos.
That's your name.
Yeah, exactly. Extravagant Malobi is a popular name here in Jos.
Oh, wow. Nice. In Plato.
Yes. I'm so impressed. Let me contribute this way, that in developed clime, statement made by Oshiomhole would have been taken up by well-meaning women in the society.
Right.
Because to me, it is not acceptable. You said it all when you mentioned that our leaders should, for their own good, employ people who will be writing scripts and doctoring them on how to speak in the public. Very, very important. For instance, when the end governance, bad governance protest was to happen, we heard Ababio saying, you guys should go on the street and protest while we'll be here eating. I think that was very insulting.
Yeah.
And then we heard so many leaders saying things that are not acceptable. And let me submit this advice to our leaders once more. Emotional intelligence is very important. Even the way you speak to your members of your family, even as a boss in the office, how you speak to those working under you, and then as an opinion leader in the society, occupying such a lofty position in the society. Your statement is very, very important. How you speak in the public is very important, because words are like water. Once they are poured out on the ground, recovering them is very, very difficult.
Thank you very much,
impossible.
I mean, we see Trump going through the same problem, and obviously, a lot of things he has said. I mean, there's so many cases, and right now their cases are in court. So so the point is that in some places you say those things and you can be held accountable by the court. But here, let me come to you, Mariam. You're going to say something for the caller came in.
Yes, I was going to say that as much as I found what Mr. Oshiomhole said distasteful, I also think that there was a way that the First Lady also introduced it, opened the door for that sort of conversation. Her own may not have stung as bad, but it was that same type of politics that I'm talking about. So you say something as, this man does not have a wife. And, you know, I was listening to it. It did not make mention of, because this is a requirement by Constitution. You know, it did not give us the reason why he did not think, you know, the wife was needed. Now, we're also making excuses for her as per why she doesn't have a child. Somebody will also ask questions. Do you know what happened? Do you know what if he was abused in a marriage? Do you know, those are the questions also that you've opened for people to ask, you know, about the statement that you made. If there was never a response and someone took her up on this, she'll be the one that will be on the table that we're talking to. So is it a requirement for Edo State gubernatorial candidates to have wives, you know? And then if he has children and he's raising his children, that's why I like what you said, Nima, like what he can do for her, you know, that's what the response would have been. What they would have done is bring him out with his children. After all, we have people who are running office that do not have wives, but they will have partners. This person has been in my life this long, and we have raised these children, even though we have not been married, but we have raised these children to this point. Look at them, they're doing well. You know, there are so many ways that this could have been responded to, but she as well needs to learn that, especially for a woman, because, you know, we're all women. I just like to see women not make the mistake that most of our men make in politics when it comes to how the use of language. Now, Mr. Oshiomhole, we have, you know, we've come at him, we've called him out, and it's because of how vulnerable bearing a child can be. But I think it also, for me, opens up the question is it a crime if a couple decides, you know what, we don't want to raise a child? We have looked at the trajectory of our life and our lifestyle. We know that we're going to be running states, we're going to be running businesses, and we do not think a child right now is important or anytime it would get the best of us in when we're making sacrifices for our people, when we're making sacrifices for, you know, so do we have that? Can a person make that choice? So the question now for Nigerians, can a person make a choice not to be married and give you valid reasons for that? Can a person or a couple make the choice not to have children because they feel that they are going to make so much sacrifices to the people, to the nation, that they think that the children that they may bear may be shortchanged?
I like that, because those are the wider conversations we must begin to have as a society. Let me take this call. Hassan, I'll come to UBC. Hassan, thanks for calling. You're live.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, sir. Long time, no talk.
Yes, we missed you. Please, let us not be one-sided.
Blindsided.
And we can only think alike when we don't think so much.
Okay.
As far as I'm concerned, there's nothing wrong in what Adams Oshiomhole said.
Okay.
We are trying to associate personality with the group. There's nothing wrong in it. Look, there was a proverb in the Hausa that says, "Baki ya san abin da zai faɗa, amma bai san amsar da za a bashi ba." A mouth knows what to say, but you don't know the response you get. That was what that lady got. Look, it's very dishonorable for her as a first lady to mount a rostrum and be talking about a contestant against her party. It's all right. And this is a pulling down system. She said it to pull him down, and Adams Oshiomhole did the same thing to pull him down. There's nothing honorable or dishonorable in politics. You say your own, I said my own. There's nothing wrong in it.
Okay.
Good morning.
Thank you very much. Let me take this comment. I'll come to UBC. Let me take this comment from this. So this person I'm talking to is a politician.
Okay.
And I won't mention her name. Says, Osun governor only brought out his 2 wives on swearing-in day. So Mrs. Obaseki should wait till the appropriate time to see our candidate's wife. This is campaign period. She should leave our candidate alone. She, the first lady, does not reside in Edo. She only appeared once in a while.
Wow.
I still insist that first lady started all these. You guys are not politicians. That's why you are blaming Oshiomhole. So that's also
blame. Yeah, the blame is on both of them.
I'll go on a short break. When I come back, we'll continue this conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.